Hello everyone, TwinklePhoenix here and welcome back to another episode of FNaTI Treasure Island. Of course, I've come to a different Wikipedia this time to find out more information on another than Suicide Mouse. And somebody did comment below in my previous video where I was showing you guys around and trying to work out who Suicide Mouse was, and that then made me curious, so I came onto the creepypasta Wikipedia and I finally tracked down Suicide Mouse. So apparently, this is everything we're going to need to know about our new friend. Suicide Mouse is the lost episode of creepypasta and is widely seen as the forefather of the entire lost episode Gen. The story is based off an old unseen Mickey Mouse episode. This is also an episode that is based off of creepypasta. Why the hell? What, are we trying to say that Disney really did make this? Or why would Disney make it? Did Disney really do it? Ugh. But then again, I'm not surprised. Disney's movies, as anybody else besides me noticed, the Disney movies are actually quite dark. They're just done differently so you don't notice how dark they are. I mean, we got murder, we got drowning, we got poisoning, we got stabbing. And it's done like in a colourful cartoon way with like the hero saving the day that you don't really notice it that much. But anyway, the pasta. So, do any of you remember those Mickey cartoons from the 1930s? No, because I was born in 1992, but there we go. The ones that were just put out on DVD a few years ago. Well, I heard there was one that was unreleased to even the most avid classical Disney fans. According to sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop, like Flintstones, of Mickey walking past 6 buildings that goes on for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put into the song on this cartoon, there was no song at all, but a constant banging on piano for a minute. I knew it was a piano, and whoever Sodding is a very bad piano player and should blame and shut up. Anyway, before going to white noise for the remainder of the film. Oh my god, that would have driven me. Really, is it on for that long? It's on for ages on the other thing. Oh my god, I would have gone bonkers. It wasn't the jolly old Mickey we come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing, not even smiling, just kind of walking as if you or I were walking, with a normal facial expression, but for some reason his head tilted aside as he kept his dismal look. I remember one of the episodes that they did in the olden days of that. Up until a year or two ago, everyone believed that after it's cut to black, and that was it. When Leonardo Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to put in the complete series, he decided it was too junk to be put on DVD, but wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact it was the creation of Walt. When he had digitized version up on his computer to look at the file, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my sources emailed to me in full. He is the professional assistant of one of the highest executives at Disney and acquaintance of Mr. Maltin himself. After it cut to black, it stays like this until the 6th minute. I know, it was blooming terrible. Before going back to Mickey walking, yes, the sound was different this time. It was a murmur, it wasn't even a language. It's more like a gargle or cries, and as it got more distinctive and louder over the next minute, the pitch had begun to get weird. The sidewalk started going in directions that seemed impossible based on the physics of Mickey's walking, and the dismal face of the mouth was slowly curling into a smirk. Yeah, literally, he was going crazy. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream, the kind of painful scream to hear, and the picture was getting more obscured. Colours were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face began to fall apart, and his eyes rolled on the bottom of his chin like 2 marbles in a fishbowl. I thought it sounds a lot like another then distorted Mickey, doesn't it, right now? Mickey? I wonder if distorted Mickey has something to do with this. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream. Yes, and oh my god, my ears were painful. They were bleeding. There was no blooming warning on it, was there? I wasn't expecting that. I was like, ah! I'm like, shut up! And the picture was getting, well, let's say space. The buildings became rubble floating in mid-air, and the sidewalks were still impossibly navigating in warp direction. A few seemed consumed as humans known about directions, so disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video. He should never have done that, in my opinion. Why send an employee to do your job? It takes note of everything happening up until the last second, and afterwards immediately stored the disc of the cartoon in the vault. The distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in, and then it abruptly cut to Mickey's face as the credit at the end of the movie sounded like a broken music box playing in the background. Are you serious? Is that TV really going to play that whole entire song? Oh my god, I am going to go crazy. This happened for about 30 seconds, or whatever was in the remaining 37. I haven't been able to get a sieve of information. From a cigar working under me, who was making rounds outside the room, I was told that after the last frame, the employee stumbled out of the room with pale skin, saying, "Real suffering is not known," 7 times before speedily taking the gas pistol and... Well then, nice one, Mickey. Ugh. The sight of hell brings his viewers back in. Is that what that Russian text actually meant? I had no clue. I was like, what the heck is that supposed to say? And the reason it didn't disturb me was because I was thinking Distorted Mickey at the time. I'm so used to Creepy One. As far as I know, no one else has seen it, but there have been dozens of attempts at getting the file on rapid share by employees inside the studios, all of whom have been promptly terminated of their jobs. Of course, you can actually watch this up on YouTube. I've seen it, and of course you can watch it up on the Wikipedia. And there I was, like, completely baffled, and I was just thinking, what am I watching? So, if you find a copy of the film, I want you to never view it and contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time. When Disney's death is covered up as well as this, it means there has to be something here to get back at me. Get back at me. Don't you mean get back to you? I've yet to find a copy. Okay, so apparently, whatever this cartoon of Suicide Mouse, apparently, whatever happened in the last 30 seconds or something, apparently it drove someone completely insane, and then they decided to go commit suicide. Wait, I don't know what that means for Jake, actually. Does this mean that if I watch him going around the building, that TV better not start screaming? That TV better not start screaming, that's all I'm saying. Then I was right. I wasn't hearing things. I did indeed hear a piano, so I did have a right to say that he's the worst piano player in the world. But then that would technically mean Suicide Mouse does indeed come from the TV, because that's where he's from. He's from that cartoon. That's the only time he's ever appeared. Disney never made him his official suit or anything. He's actually from a cartoon that they abandoned and left to rot, never to see the light of day again. They were covering it up. That makes sense why Suicide Mouse is here. Suicide Mouse is here because he was abandoned and locked up in the vault. And somehow his DVDs got out. Well, his episodes got out. I am aware that some Disney old characters or like story ideas were a bit darker than they should have been, but then they chose to go more lighter for children. Because I do know that some of the old stuff that Disney has done and released on DVD was a bit dark. I was shocked. And I also know that the original view of Mickey Mouse, he didn't quite look like that at all. He was much different. And he wasn't a happy chappy at all. But I find like the old cartoons of Mickey Mouse actually a lot dark and depressing to watch. I mean, just the violence in that is like worse than the current one. Mickey Mouse doesn't do violence anymore. In the olden times, used to have Pete and them throwing stuff. And they don't do that now. But I knew it was a godforsaken piano. You're still the worst piano player in the world. And he's not contemplating suicide, he's walking and thinking, and there's all this suffering going on around him. And true suffering isn't known. I mean, I could kind of see why the music alone would drive you insane. I mean, listening for that for 9 minutes, I was close to going bonkers. Good lord, this is a very dark story. And the fact that his eyeballs were falling out, I think that's why. To store his eyeballs, we see them coming out of him. Does this story actually have something to do with him? I don't know if he does, but he might actually have something to do with him. One thing that I do know definite as well, even after reading that story, is when you do watch the video of it, you do actually feel submerged into it. The one that they have up on the Wikipedia. It does make you feel emotions, and will make you slightly dizzy. I'm not really sure what the point of it was. We don't know real suffering. Real suffering is not known. At least we know of his origin. So, Suicide Mouse doesn't actually try to kill himself. He's given the name Suicide Mouse because the film of him apparently caused someone to commit suicide after watching it. And that'll draw the person completely batshit insane, like I nearly went watching it. So goddamn bad piano playing. Oh, still a little bit of a mystery, little mouse. But at least now the reason he's here, it makes sense, is because he's another mouse that was abandoned by Disney because Disney refused to release it. Because, you know, everyone was getting shushed about it because somebody died. That's what this is based around creepypasta. That's why he's here. For Mickey. I can understand why he's here, but then that doesn't explain our other friend. Why is Distorted Mickey here? The face. Why is he here? I mean, I can kind of see the similarity between Distorted's face with the one seen in the that one. They must all have an origin, or, you know, a story they come from. Oswald obviously was abandoned, was stolen, and that's why he's here. Goofy though, why is Goofy Donald here? In the old version of Minnie, why is she weird? But there's blood in them, and they've all got blood in them, meaning there is something, was something living, or might still be something living in them. So it makes sense why the mice are here. I'm pretty sure I remember the original design for Mickey Mouse did have pointed ears, but they changed it because they wanted something that looks more kid-friendly, because apparently children were crying with the design of Blooming Mickey Mouse. It was scaring them. He wasn't even called Mickey, he was called something else. That, of course, was the origins of Suicide Mouse. Sorry, my reading was a little bit terrible there. I wonder if Distorted Mickey has an origin. Let's take another look at all our friends. I want to take a look at Pluto. So I know Pluto actually got updated. They had like several different versions for Pluto. They had one with like a little weird bump on the back of his head, but they got rid of that version. And they used to have an older version of him, and he had these big droopy eyes. And again, that was from the olden days, but they got rid of him. Why are they all missing something though? Good thing to know he hasn't got any teeth. Hmm. Hmm. So we know why he's here. We know why Fortnite Mickey is here. We don't know is why some of the, and we know why Oswald's here. But we don't know why the other ones are here. Because Goofy and Donald weren't exactly bound by Disney at any point. Or is it like not particularly relevant why he's here? Okay, I know why you're here then, because you're associated with this one. But then why is Goofy here? Is Goofy associated with an abandoned by Disney? I didn't see him in it. I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna need to like search up words now. Oh, so he's in it. I read it. I didn't see him in there. Was he in there? I didn't realise he was in that story. I didn't read him. Good Lord, I'm gonna have to reread things. What about Negative Minnie? Was she in the creepypasta story? Wait, I clicked forward and I Mickey, didn't I? I can't read. I can't read. Bear with me. Wait, what are you from? I think you're just the added one and you're just added because somebody suggested to add you in. And why you're creepy as hell, I don't know, but you're disturbing. Why? Yeah, that's the one. I'm pretty sure that this voice, the ones in the TV, is actually... Yeah, the unknown figure is most likely a girl as well, and the voice in that TBH most likely was her one. It hasn't been confirmed whether she can talk, but most likely she can. She's got teeth. And everything with teeth can probably talk. Then again, the story hasn't got teeth. And especially thank you to Martha for this comment here explaining what exactly went on in that video because I didn't understand at all what the heck I just watched. And thank you everybody else who did comment as well. So what we've gathered is Suicide Mouse apparently either kills himself in the video and the person saw it. Because literally the mouse had gone bonkers insane. I'm assuming he went insane for the same reason I nearly did, which was the terrible music playing and the screams. But apparently his video of him alone actually caused someone to go and kill themselves, according to the creepypasta Wikipedia on his origin story. And it's completely makes sense why he's here now. It is because this is where he belongs. He was abandoned, he was left to rot. Because they were never again going to show that one single thing, that one single cartoon of him. Why they made that cartoon, I don't know. Maybe they thought it was funny. I don't know. Remember, though, in the olden times, certain like cartoons they made wouldn't have been aired because of how violent they were, and it wasn't at all that funny. I remember like some cartoons they had to scrap because of the original what they had planned for the cartoon, and they tested it for like a couple of audiences and everything was not appropriate at all. It was too dark. That's why they color coded it. If you notice, people still getting stabbed in Disney today. They're getting poisoned as well. They're getting blown up as well. And we just don't notice it that much because it's the villain. But when it's their favourite cartoon character that gets killed, that's a different story. So yeah. So again, everyone, I do hope this video did indeed help you guys understand more about said Suicide Mouse. I personally have learned a bit more about him now and understand his character a bit more, but currently looking at him compared to the cartoon, he looks a bit different, so yeah, I still don't find him scary. He's kind of cute. Just wish he turned the stupid TV off when he's done. But yeah, kind of a sad story to him. But again, we are going to go back into that game and we're going to keep trying because clearly Suicide Mouse does have something else he can do and I want to see him do it. Which is of course, I have to hide under the desk and then he's supposed to scream at me twice and crash my game and I want him to do that on camera for me. He hasn't done it yet. He's come into my office, but then some attention-seeking, negative-coloured mouse, not naming anyone in particular, decides to be a poo and get in my way of my research. Anyway, so you guys, more videos will be up, and I do hope you're enjoying the series. And wow, we learned so much today about Suicide Mouse. Thank you again, everyone who did commented, and for clearing up the backstories who said mouse. Now it makes sense why you're here. Now we need to work out why the hell Distorted is here. I have no idea why he's here, or where he's from. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed, and more videos will be up, and we're gonna keep doing the demo constantly until I get what I want from the new mouse. And if I can like get the other things that are supposed to happen, like with Oswald, and apparently there is a file for Pluto, so it's possible Pluto does appear, but no one's had him yet. He might be like 1 in 50 chance of seeing him, most likely. Okay then guys, I'll see you in the next video, coming straight up. Bye bye, and thanks for watching.